Davey, a point down the road at Kilmarnock, away for the result. How happy were you with the performance?
I think again, you've got to focus on the performance. I don't think there's any point looking at the result. I think we went down there last time, it was 1-0. I thought we were really unlucky in the game, but the performance was there, and that's really all I can ask for the players. I think if you keep putting the performances first, you should come out in the right end of the results over the course of a season. Again, I thought Saturday the performance was there, 2 sloppy goals to be honest, but the performance was there. And I think we got our just rewards. I've seen a lot of stuff online, it's not a pain. I think it is a pain. I don't think there's enough with Boobsy on that kind of pullback. I don't think there's enough force in that. So I thought we got the minimum we should have got for the game. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Unlucky not to win it, but I think we got the point, and that was the kind of minimum expectation. Minimum expectation. Going away from home, Kilmarnock. I don't think it's an easy game in the Premiership. Going away from home, so every game's going to be difficult, and that proved to be the case here. So I thought we got the point, and the majority of the performance was there.
I think the last 10 games we've played down there, we've been beat 8 times, maybe drawn twice, so it hadn't been a really happy hunting ground down there over the years. I think we won one.
I think the last one that I can remember, the last couple to be fair, was a last minute. We had Dan Mackay clean through and goal, and I mean the lines on VAR, remember he scores? Mm-hmm. That one, then it gets chopped off, it's offside, but it's like a millimetre, but it's offside. And then we lose a goal in like 92 minutes, something along the lines. I think Van Veen comes on, nods it down. We could be the back post. The game before that, I can't remember the sequence of events. I'm sure Brucey scored a 35-yarder.
I think that was the only time we won in the 10 games.
And Jet scored for our. I'm pretty sure that's the game.
No, so it was.
Was that the game before?
It was the centre half. Fraser Wright scored the header. Then we equalised, they go ahead again, and then we go on to win 3-2.
But who scored the goal? So we get the turnover top left.
So Bruce scored.
So Jet must have been the game before then, because we got a result then as well.
It would have been then, but I think that was a wee while before that.
Or was that maybe the season before?
Because Chris swung one in and
that's right.
It deflected.
Wide left, I remember it. So, but historically in the Premiership, I think it's really difficult. I don't think there's any easy game, and I'm not wanting to be disrespectful to the champ. There's maybe a couple of teams last year in the champ, you're going away from home, you're going to dominate the ball, you're going to create chances, you should come out the end of the result, and you don't always, but the game's a little bit easier. I think every single Premiership game away from home is going to be difficult.
Obviously you touched upon it, the big talking point was VAR. Mm-hmm. Had a big effect on the result. Have you missed it since you went down and came back up?
No, I haven't, I'll be honest. I think I was a big advocate of VAR when it first came in, because I felt it was going to help the game. I think it's better than what it was, but still, if you even look at the penalty decision, I think the game was going on for about a minute and a half, something along the lines before the game.
I think it was stopped. Even longer than that, yeah.
So you just look at the sequence of events, somebody could have picked up a bad injury in that time frame. Do you know what I mean? When the game really should have been stopped after the incident. So there's stuff we can do better. I enjoyed the Championship, and there'll not be a lot of managers in my position. John McGlynn's probably the only other one that's played last season without VAR and has now got VAR. Obviously John's only a couple of games in, but I was there the previous season, so I enjoyed the Championship because VAR wasn't there, and it kind of went back to the good old decision making of a referee. Referees are going to get decisions wrong. The frustrating element of VAR is when you get that decision wrong but you've had the footage to look at. So if I missed it, nah, and that was me coming out in probably the better end of the VAR, in terms of I think Stuart will be a wee bit disappointed in the decision. If it was against me, I'd be a wee bit disappointed, but I also understand why it was given. So I've no missed it, if I'm honest. I've no missed it.
Obviously it was already a second trip down to Kilmarnock. Was that a good base to see where we're at in terms of being at a Premiership established team?
You can look at it that way, and I can see why people from the outside would look at it that way, but I just think every game brings a different challenge. and the variation between the opponents it's just so big, the difference between the bottom end of the Premiership to the top end of the Premiership. So I just think just take it one game at a time and see what it takes, as every game's going to be different. It's going to be a roller coaster of a season. Just get strapped in and be prepared for that, and stick behind the players, stick behind the staff, and try and give us a big push to try and stay in the Premiership. I just think it's going to be a real difficult league. If I look at the top 5, and you could probably throw an Aberdeen, a St Mirren in there, and a Dundee United in there for the 6th place in terms of his last season. But I think the top 5 have kind of got their acts together. They're all looking kind of quite a good place for a footballing place, and then you've got one extra space. I think St Mirren and Dundee United are a really good place. So I think it's going to be a real tough league. Previous seasons, the last decade in the Premiership, you're probably maybe looking at one or both of the Edinburgh teams not quite hitting the ground running, Aberdeen going through a sticky spell. So I think these clubs are now in a much better place than what they've been in previous seasons when we've been in the Premiership, which makes the kind of lower end of the Premiership a lot harder.
Obviously, looking ahead to Saturday, Davey, it's familiar faces against Falkirk. Is it one you're looking forward to? Yeah,
looking forward to the game. A couple of wee niggles and knocks that we need to see how that's going to go. But I'm really looking forward to the game. Probably a wee bit light in midfield in terms of the numbers, just with Aidan coming in and getting a bit of bad news with Aidan. He picked up a bad injury. He's going to be 12 to 16 weeks, so it's no ideal for the kid, no ideal for the group. But you bring that body in, you let one go out, and then you lose that body. So we're a wee bit light in there. A couple of niggles and knocks, but we're not in a bad place. But no, looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a really tough game. Falkirk struggled to beat us last year. I don't think they did beat us, in fact, but I think it'll be a different game this time. But I think both clubs deserve the right to be in the Premiership. We've both earned the right through different ways. Falkirk through being the champions, myself through the playoffs, but I think both clubs deserve the right to be in the Premiership.
We're back at home with a new surface. Will that be a big advantage, or?
No, because I think Falkirk's, it's the exact same for surface, so it's the same carpet manufacturer. Ours is a wee bit newer, so Falkirk will be well aware of the surface. It plays like, well, you'd expect it to play the same, it does play the same. So now I think Falkirk will be pleasantly surprised about our surface. It's just a newer version of theirs, so it's not going to be a shock to them. And I think if you ask John and their players, would you rather the old park or Livingston new park, they're going to take the new park all day long. So it's probably helps the away teams more than it helps the home team now, does that make sense? Just because it's a really good surface to play football in. So the old surface, it was difficult at times trying to get speed in the game.
Well, you spoke about Aidan being out for a wee while. Is there any other injury that's ahead of the game?
Couple of niggles and knocks. Try to think who else. Couple of niggles and knocks I don't really want to make public, if I'm honest. But Aidan, Cammy Kerr's coming back slowly. Aidan's wee bit of bad news. Aidan's going to need surgery. So Aidan's a 3 to 4 month from surgery. Hopefully we can get that surgery next week. He's went and got his MRI, he's went and met the consultant, so hopefully that gets done early next week, maybe the end of this week, but he's going to be 3-4 months from there. So we're a wee bit light in terms of numbers in that respect, but it just opens the door for somebody else to come and try and cement a place in the team. So there's not really anything major at this point. Boys looked a wee bit leggy on Saturday. I think that's just, I still feel we're a wee touch behind where we'd like us to be, and that probably comes from coming back into pre-season a little bit later due to the playoffs, but we're still in a good place.